sports tier list. Now, I've seen a few people request this video, so I figured I would do it. I've played a lot of sports throughout my life, so I was that one kid that was garbage at like every sport I played, so I don't know how much of a sports guy I really am, but fuck it, I'm gonna give it a try anyway. So let's start with baseball, the sport I played most as a kid. Now, my experience playing baseball was interesting because I feel like I got hit with more baseballs than I actually did hit the baseball, which is insane. But I was a ball magnet. I was always getting hit by pitches. Even if I fell on the ground and knocked out after getting hit, I had to do it for my team, bro. It just had to happen. And when I was on the field, all right, I would play outfield. And I couldn't even see what the hell I was doing with the sun in my face. So it was really difficult for me to catch a fly ball, especially if it gets hit directly into the sun. Like, there's no way I'm seeing that. I'm just gonna get beamed right in the face and I have to take my ass to the ER. But besides that, playing baseball, I had a pretty good time. I started since I was like 6 years old and I played all the way up until 9th grade. And throughout my baseball career, I have hit a total of 1 home run. During my prime in like 6th grade, 7th grade, I was really cooking. But that's about it. I became washed, but the coach barely put me in and I just quit. Like, I was just sitting on the bench waiting for next, and I unfortunately never got next. So for that, I'm going to put baseball in B tier. You know, sometimes it can just get boring as hell when you're just a sitting duck in the outfield, just waiting for a pop fly. And I've been hit by too many baseballs to count, but overall, it wasn't that bad of an experience. But next, we got the sport I played the second most, which was football. I started playing football in the 7th grade. And then I also played for a couple years in high school. And at that point, I don't know, I was just trying to have fun to play sports. Like, I was not trying to go Division I in football. Like, that we already know that's not happening. And the coaches were really out here trying to prepare people to get into a D1 school. And I don't know, that's just not me, man. That's just not me. So I don't know. I just felt like I was at a drill sergeant training camp. So I just quit that shit in my sophomore year. And I don't know, I wasn't that serious about football either. So it's not like they needed me on the team or anything. So I was like a 3rd string player, bro. Like, I was like their last glimpse of hope, bro. Like, they would have threw my ass out there if they needed a body on the field. So yeah, I was not very needed. I didn't really do much at practice either. And if I was put out there, yeah, I would just get absolutely cooked by the starters. They were not holding back. So you can imagine what the hell I looked like when I got back from practice with all these bruises. But yeah, eventually I stopped going to practice for like a whole month and nobody even realized I was gone. And I was not strong either. You know, before I started playing football, I was built like a toothpick. So, you know, it got me a little bit of gains. And I really did enjoy playing flag football because, well, I actually got to have fun playing it. So I'll put football in B tier again. I don't know. I just liked playing it for fun and I like watching football too. Like, I'm keeping up with the NFL and shit. And I swear, if the Chiefs win again, I'm done, bro. I'm quitting. I'm not watching the NFL ever again. Golf. Okay, golf is just boring as hell sometimes. I'm sorry. Listen, it's fun to go out with your friends and whatever just to shoot the shit playing golf. But I don't know. I cannot take golf seriously because otherwise I'm gonna suck more than I already do. Like, I'm gonna hit that shit in the water, in the woods. I don't even know. It might come back flying into my face. Who knows? Like, I'm gonna be having a par of like 8. Like, it's not gonna be good. You know, when I really get up there, like 70, 80, like, I'm really gonna mess with golf, though. You gotta have a lot of patience to play golf, and, well, that's just something I don't have. There's no way I'm shooting 18 holes. I cannot spend the entire day on the golf course. 9 holes, I mean, that's not bad, but it still gets a little bit boring, and sometimes I am just not having a day, bro. Like, my score is like in the 50s. Like, it's not looking good. But what I will say is I love burning rubber in the golf carts. Like, just hitting donuts in the middle of the golf course. And yeah, okay, I'm not hitting donuts. As much as I get an intrusive thought to do that, I'm not doing it. Golf's got some redeeming qualities, but it can also get boring quick, just for me personally. So I'm gonna have to put it in C tier. Yeah, don't even get me started on watching golf either. I'm falling asleep in the first 5 minutes. And the commentators aren't exactly helping. That shit's like a ASMR, bro. Like, it's gonna put you right to sleep. Basketball. Now, I had a very short-lived basketball career. When I was a kid, you know, I was in that era of trying sports sports to see if I liked any, and basketball happened to be one of them. And my family members are like, oh yeah, come on, you gotta get out on the basketball court. You really kick some ass out there. You're really tall. I get out there and I got my ass kicked, all right? I was not kicking ass. And every time I would like miss buckets, like I would actually like start to crash out and get mad and start fouling people. And I had no reason to be fouling people like that. Like I was a chubby ass kid, if you remember. But I was somehow tall to people's standards, which made no sense to me, by the way. But regardless, I would get mad out there. Like sometimes I would play against my friends like they were on other teams, and it didn't matter. I would still get mad aggressive for no reason. And for that reason, well, that's why I sat on the bench a lot of my basketball career. You know, I didn't really play. Wow, I wonder why. I missed every shot. I would fucking crash out, even on my own friends, and I was a ball hog, so I was not playing. But yeah, I was in like 3rd grade, so I wasn't exactly the brightest. Like I had a worse free throw percentage than Shaq. Like it was not looking good. But besides that one experience in 3rd grade, you know, I had a lot of good experiences with basketball. Like I would play in like just 1v1s against my friends or like pickup games. But last year I actually went outside for once, and I played a pickup basketball game with like my friend and a bunch of his roommates, and it was fun. I mean, granted, I was in like the freezing cold and I made like one shot maybe. Regardless though, I still had a good time. And honestly, I still think it's fun to this day, so yeah, fuck it. We're putting basketball in A tier. Sometimes people sweat way too much at basketball, like when it's not really that deep, but like that one try-hard in gym, like would always try to dunk on everybody, whatever. But yeah, it's really not that deep. Tennis. Now, I played tennis for like 2 years, and I had no clue what I wanted at the time. Like, I was just trying every sport in the book. And I remember I had a trainer for some reason. I mean, I don't know if my parents wanted me to go pro or something, but regardless, I had a trainer, and he would go over my form and shit when I was swinging the racket, just to make sure when I got out there on the tennis court, I was ready for what was to come. But yeah, a lot of the training session was just me working on my swing and like chasing tennis balls across the court. And you wouldn't believe, after all that training, you know, it was so crazy. You wouldn't believe when I say I became the best tennis player in my state for my age, bro. It was insane. Okay, I'm just fucking kidding. I didn't even step on the court. I didn't even step on the tennis court once. You really think my fat ass was going to become the greatest tennis player in my fucking state or whatever it was? Okay, that was not happening. All right, I'm putting tennis in like C tier. It was all right. Nowadays, I don't keep up that much with tennis, so I really don't know that much about it. After all that training I did, I just decided, you know what? I want to move on to soccer. Yes, I wanted to play soccer now. Like, I don't know how many damn phases I was going through here, but you know, we were moving on regardless. But yeah, when I was playing soccer, okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to call it soccer. I'm from the US. You know what? Regardless, people are going to be on my ass anyway. So I was playing soccer. I played like one fall, and I was the goalie. And I had the soccer skills of fucking Greg Heffley, bro. Like, I was out there picking dandelions on the field. Like, I was not him, bro. I was just trash. And we were quite the squadron, I must say. Our team name was absolutely glorious. We were named after our local meat shop, which is crazy, by the way. And we were called, I don't know, I'll just give a fake name, Mario's Meats. I don't know how we would explain this to people that heard us in the distance, like, Mario's Meats on 3, 1, 2, 3, Mario's Meats. Yeah, that just sounds insane out of context. No diddy. We were a team, for sure. When it came time for the finals, we lost in the first round, so we were the worst out of all the teams. I was like picking dandelions as the goalie. One kid was like picking his nose, and another kid was an absolute sweat and had the entire team on his back. And you know what? It sucks that we all sunk the entire Mario Meat ship. And just like that, the season was over. And I never played soccer again. Because the reason why I was even signed up for the first place, I told my parents I wanted to play soccer. And I meant like in the backyard. And then the next day, they tell me we signed you up for soccer. Which is crazy. I don't even know how that even happened. But regardless, it happened. But I'm very sorry to everybody who likes soccer or football, whatever you want to call it. It's going in D tier. It was just not for me, bro. I was just complete ass at it. And even nowadays, my friends still want to play me in soccer, and I'm out here getting megged still, swimming. Now, in the 4th grade, my stupid ass decided to go to a swim camp. I don't know why. My brother went to a flag football camp, and there I was at swim camp. I was an absolute dog shit swimmer. I took swim lessons, like, for a couple years, but these other people at the camps were, like, dedicated to actually becoming a swimmer. And when it came time for the swim test, I got the lowest level. So I was put on the orange team. And now for the orange team, during the spare time that we were supposed to be having fun, like going down water slides, swimming in the deep end, whatever, we didn't get to do that. All we got to do was train for swimming more, which was sad. And I was pissed, bro. I was mad when I got home. And that was just insane gatekeeping. Like, I don't know how the hell I just sat there and let this slide for the entire week. And then for the next week, I finally was able to do the test again and go up to the next level. But still, that was one painful ass week just sitting there watching everybody else have fun. And then you're just stuck in like the kiddie pool doing swim lessons. It was like me and 2 other people. And people from other camps, like my brother's flag football camp or whatever it was. Everybody was there. So it was just very embarrassing. And that day forward, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to accept the fact that I'm not a good swimmer. And I'm just going to move on. But yeah, swimming is going in D tier again. I'm sorry to all my swimmers out there. If you throw my ass in the pool, I will not be the next Michael Phelps. I'm definitely going to drown.